Today, I will be talking about feminism throughout history in 4 main aspects. I will be talking about space travel, STEM programs, hobbies, and sports, and politics. I will be focusing specifically on European politics, the Olympics, space travel, and STEM programs. To start off, I would like to talk about politics. In 1957, the Treaty of Rome set out to become the European Economic Community. This treaty was signed by Germany, France, Belgium, Italy, and the Netherlands. One specific article, Article 119, talks about men and women and equal pay, and goes as follows. Title 8, Social Policy, Education, Vocational Training, and Youth, Chapter 1. The social provision states that each member of state shall during the first stage ensure and subsequently maintain the application of the principle that men and women should receive equal pay for equal work. On the 10th of February 1975, the Council Directive of the EEC had a meeting about men and women and equal pay. This became a law and came into play the 15th of August 2008. Exactly 1 year later, on the 15th of August 2009, the law was repealed by the Equal Treatment Directive. In 1979, Simone Veil becomes the first woman to be elected to be the European Parliament's president. Soon after, in 1984, she established a women's committee. The Beijing Declaration was one of the most important declarations. In 1995, on the 15th of September, the United Nations signed a set of principles concerning the equality of men and women. This event occurred at the UN's 4th World Conference on Women. On the 22nd of November 2005, Angela Merkel was the first woman to be elected to be Germany's Bundeskanzlerin, which is Germany's chancellor. She was in office for 16 years till the 8th of December 2021. In 2005, she only won by 51% of votes. There have been recent changes in 2014, 2019, and 2021. The members of parliament, also known as the EMPs, in 2014 led a direct combat on human trafficking and violence on women. In 2019, the MEPs made a plan for a better work-life balance for women, and women broke 40% of European Parliament seats. In 2021, the European Parliament called to protect women's rights. The European Parliament did this by reviewing the Beijing Declaration and the Platform for Action. This does not affect European history directly, but it is still an important and remarkable achievement. Kamala Harris is elected to be the first female vice president of the United States. Since Kamala Harris has become vice president, she has become an inspiration to women all around the world. In her short time in American politics, she has managed to spread women's equality all around the world and outside of it, like through the Artemis space mission in 2024, which brings me to my next point, space travel. On the 12th of April 1961, the first man was sent to space through the Russian Mir space station. His name was Yuri Gagarin. He was in a space capsule called Vostok 1 and circled Earth at 27,400 kilometers per hour, lasting 108 minutes or 3 hours. Shortly after, 2 years later, on the 26th of June, 1963, Valentina Tereshkova was sent to space through the Mir space station. She was on a space capsule called Vostok 6 and did 48 orbits of Earth in 71 hours, which is 2 days, 22 hours, and 50 minutes. Since Tereshkova, 64 women have been to space. Now, a lot of you may know Neil Armstrong, but alongside Neil Armstrong being the first man on the moon, there was another man, Edwin Aldrin. He was on the moon 16 minutes after Neil Armstrong, but they were on the same space capsule called Apollo Lunar Model Eagle, also known as Apollo 11. This occurred on July 20th, 1969. Since then, 12 men have been to the moon. Not one woman has. NASA, with the Biden-Harris administration, in 2024 wants to send the first woman to the moon. This mission was brought up to 18 different people, along them 9 women of color and some of different heritage, like American Indian Rajachari. The Artemis space mission is named after the Greek goddess of the moon's twin sister to Apollo, which is NASA's main inspiration. Space travel has become such a big topic in today's world because it is seemingly endless. Between the Milky Way and black holes, so much of our galaxy has not yet been discovered. So many kids around the world want to learn about space through STEM programs. Now I want to ask you, does anybody here want to study STEM? Okay. Well, what exactly is STEM? STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. It is an internationally recognized program. I have personally been interested in STEM, but it is very competitive. It is also very daunting because only 35 out of 100 STEM students are female. MIT did a specific research study on this. In the physical sciences, 39% are female, while 61% are male. In the mathematical sciences, 37% are female, while 63% are male. In the computer sciences and engineering and technology, 19% are female and 81% are male. This brings the average to 29% female and 71% male. This shows us that not one of these STEM programs has more than 40% of female students. Out of curiosity, I wanted to search up the percentage of female STEM graduates. From 2015 to 2019, every year, the STEM graduate number of female has increased by 1%, except in 2017, where it went back by 1%. Throughout the last 5 years, we have had some change, but not as much as we should have. Does anybody here want to study medicine or is a doctor? Okay. Internationally, 36% of physicians are female, which isn't a lot. 2.1 million nurses in America in 2019 were female, while in America in 2019, 337,000 were male, yet they still made 25% more money. For the first time in history, over 50% of females were accepted to med school with 50.5%. Alongside being interested in STEM programs, I've always been interested in sports. Who here has a sport that is their safe place or that they like to do just for fun? Now, there's a clear gender segregation in sports, which makes sense because of the range of testosterone levels. Well, the range in men is 4 to 5 times more than women, with 8.8 to 30.9 nanomoles per liter. Women have 0.4 to 2.0 nanomoles per liter. Now, I assume that a lot of you has watched The Queen's Gambit. If you don't know what it is, it's about this girl who gets internationally recognized for playing chess games. In the show, she gets to play chess against men and women. While in our world, you don't get to do that. There are specific chess competitions for men and specific chess competitions for women. There are not a lot of sports around the world where you can compete alongside men and women. But there is in America. For example, rifle shooting. Both genders can participate in rifle shooting in America. In the Olympics, there's only one sport where you can compete alongside a man or against a man if you're a woman, which is the equestrian sport. Even though horse riding is still physically demanding, you can compete with a man, even if you're a woman, or even against a man. One other sport is sailing. Sailing, in general, only has competitions specifically for men or specifically for women, except the NOCRA 17 event, where men and women compete in teams of 2 against each other. The rest is still segregated by gender. It makes sense that I could not win against a man. This is what touch rugby has recognized. So in touch rugby, if you have 1 or 2 or more women on your team, you actually get more points. So I was thinking, alongside a football World Cup for men and a football World Cup for women, you could have a joint football World Cup where you had equal teams that had men and women in them. During COVID, a lot of research has been stopped because of the global pandemic, which makes sense because it affected so many people every day. But post-COVID, we cannot stop now. We still need change. Thank you for listening.